Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
Okay, we are back on Daf Kuf Tzadi Gimel. We were talking about how the inyan of Shabbos is kafur, and we described last week what that means is Zachar and Nekeva, the two aspects of potential and actualizing the potential. The koyach, the power to do something, and then to actually make that real is a different power. And that's what we said about Shabbos, that Shabbos is the potential, and Shabbos needs to give to Klal Yisrael, so Klal Yisrael can bring that Kedusha out actively. And at the very end, we discussed that the place, there are many things that work both ways. They're both makabel and they give. Like the moon, for example. The moon, on the one hand, is makabel from its light from the sun. On the other hand, it gives its light to the earth. So it's both acting in the Zachar and the Nekeva, both accepting the Nekeva from the sun and the Zachar, the giving to the earth. So which one is it? How come we always refer to it in the Nekeva? So we explained that is based on where it is. Where is its essence? Depending on where its essence is, that is where we're going to define it. Since the moon's essence is in the Shemayim, so it's klapi the sun. So regards to the sun is the Zachar, and the moon is the Nekeva. Whereas when it comes to, let's say, a mother is an acceptor from her husband, and she's a giver to her child. But since she's on the same level as her husband, so klapi her husband, she's a Nekeva, and that's why I refer to as a Nekeva. So here, he goes on to a little bit of a side point, to bring out this idea in a neshamah. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Daf Kuf Tzadi Gimel. I'm going to bring another example, another amazing example, says Rav Pinkus, to this idea. Hinei neshamas ha'adam nikras b'kol makom b'lashon nekeva v'lechoyra hadavar temua she'vada she'ikar ha'mashpia chiyus ha'la'adam. Right? It says when we refer to the neshama is a lashon nekeva. Right? That's what neshama is. The word is in the feminine. So, but why would that be? The neshama is what gives life all the time to any living. Well, a neshama for sure gives life to a human being, but any soul property is what's giving life. So that's the giver. So neshama is the giver. We just started on Daf Kuf Tzadi Gimel. The neshama is the giver. So if the neshama is the giver, it should be referred to in the Zachar, not in the Nekeva. The body which is getting the life from the neshama should be the Nekeva, and the neshama should be which is the Zachar, because it gives. So says Rav Pinkus, if that's true, so the neshama should be always referred in the Zachar. Why do we refer it in the feminine? How about tshuva? The answer, I believe, shakol tolui heichan ikar mekoimish al neshama. Where is the ikar makom? That's the rule that we just said last week. The rule to decide whether you're going to refer to it as Zachar and Nekeva, even it does both, is where is its ikar place? Im ikar mekoima hayakan alei adamos is the ikar place of the neshama here in this world, the physical world. For sure, then we would refer to it we would compare it to its partner. The partner is what's bringing out lamaisa, which is the goof, right? The neshama is what's giving the life, but the goof is what's bringing out all the mitzvos that we do, all the Torah that we're learning that we do. More or less, almost every single mitzvah that a person does is a physical mitzvah. There are a number of mitzvahs that are not physical mitzvahs, what they call choivos halavavos, right? Which is what the Sefer Chovos Halavavos is named after, the category of mitzvahs that are in your mind, that you have to believe or you think about, or those mitzvahs are mitzvahs do not require the guf. A person who just sits and thinks about that he believes in Hashem, that he trusts in Hashem, that he loves Hashem. All of these are mitzvahs that a person can be mekayim without the guf. A person doesn't need a guf to be mekayim those mitzvahs. But the great majority of mitzvahs in the Torah are done with the body. They're physical things that we do. And therefore, what's bringing those mitzvahs out is our bodies. And therefore, the body should be referred to as the keva, because that's what's bringing it to fruition. And the neshamah, which is giving the life in the first place, should be referred to as the zochar. Right? So that's what he says. Shehi ha-zochar ha-mashpia. The one who's the mashpia, the one who's the giver, is the neshama. Aba be'emes ha-neshama kan bo'elam hazeh hi kiger be'eretz zara. So the answer is that the neshama, yes, it's true, the neshama is here in this world. It's in our bodies. Every person, every Jew has a neshama, but the neshama doesn't want to be here. This is a strange place for the neshama. The neshama doesn't want to be here. Right? Everybody knows the A.B. Rottenberg song that the neshama, dear Malachal, no, I don't want to go. There's so much pain and evil on the earth below. Let me stay up here in heaven. Right? I'm not gonna, make it up there with this rendition. But the neshama's place is not here in this world. The neshama should be in the Kisei by the Kisei HaKavod, where it comes from. Right? The Kodesh Baruch Hu takes from below his Kisei HaKavod, the neshamas of Klal Yisrael. That's their place. They don't want to be here in this world. Misham Iker Mitziusa. That's where the essence of the neshama is. That's its home. Misham hi mekabeles chaim hi mekor chaim. That's why we get life. We get life in this world. It's an amazing thing. We are a combination of something that's very, very physical with the most spiritual thing that there is. It's really remarkable that you can even have such a connection. This is the niflos haboyri that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, not a tselem Elokim. Tselem Elokim. That there's a physical being that has something, a part of it that's mamish mitachas Kisei HaKavod. And the two can connect to each other, and one is giving the other life. It's an amazing thing. But don't think for a second that the neshama wants to be here, right? In the Mesilas Yesharim in Perek Aleph, when he discusses our purpose in this world, he says, don't think for a second that our purpose in this world is for this world itself. And he gives a mashal. Why? He says that if you would have a princess, and the princess would be marry some commoner, and the commoner would try to give to his princess wife everything, it wouldn't make her happy. No matter what you give her, it's not going to make her happy. I don't belong here. This is not my place. You can give me everything, but you still, my place is in the palace. That's where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be here. So don't think for a second that the purpose of life is for this world. Because you're given a neshama. And the neshama is here in this world to accomplish something. It's not here to accomplish something in this world just for the sake of this world. Not for a second. It says this in the first paragraph of Mesilas Yesharim. Elamai, the neshama is here to do a job. The job is to collect as much chusin, mitzvos, and do avodah Hashem. That's what the neshama wants to do in this world. The neshama wants to do avodah Hashem because this is the place for avodah Hashem. But is its natural place? Absolutely not. It doesn't want to be here in the physical world. It's against its teva to be here in this world. It doesn't want to be here. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in His great wisdom, knew that this is the way to create life in order to do His ratzon. And therefore, He created the physical world, and He put the neshama, that the neshama should run the guf in a way that if we follow the neshama, then we'll be doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing in this world. And if instead of the guf following the neshama, the guf does just whatever it wants, then the neshama is tortured in this world. Back inside. That's why the neshama is called nekeva. Because it's real. Because really, who is his partner? Who is his Zachar? HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. That's why the neshama is referred to as a nekeva. Mashi mishpos kan mikrahu and it's happenstance. It's obviously not HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted it to be here, but it's just on a journey. That's all. We're here temporarily. Should be ikra hi shaykh el yonim, because really it's not shaykh here. It's shaykh to the el yonim. You know, they tell a story about the Chofetz Chaim. I forgot who it was. A wealthy man. A wealthy man was touring around, and he stopped in Radin, and he wanted to come visit the Chofetz Chaim. He came into the Chofetz Chaim. He was shocked. Like there's almost no furniture. There's like almost nothing in his house. Even the svarim, he had very, very few svarim, the Chofetz Chaim. A lot of the svarim that he used to write the Mishnah Berurah, he borrowed. He didn't have, even svarim, he didn't have so much. He barely had anything. And this wealthy man couldn't understand, like, how can you live like this? Where are all your things? What do you have? What? So the Chofetz Chaim said back to him, well, where are all your things? Where are all the things you have? So the wealthy man's like, what do you mean? I'm on a trip now. All my things are in my house. I keep all my things in my house. When I'm traveling, I travel with whatever I need to travel with. But when I'm home, that's where I have my house. He said the same thing with me. I'm just traveling. We're just on our way right now. That's all I am. I'm traveling. I got all my stuff waiting for me in my real house. That's what the Chofetz Chaim, regardless, to be able, not just a marshal, but to know when to use it and how to use it in such a right way. But in a Hanami, that's exactly the point. Who am I? I'm my neshama. I'm just traveling. It's just on the way over here. It's just a journey. What? The journey's over. I'm home. Yeah. Okay. I might. They might have royalty. I might have to pay royalties for this, right? Yesh bazeh oimek gadol ma shehaneshama nikra b'loshen nekeva. This is an unbelievable depth to this to understand that the neshama is referred to in the loshen nekeva. V'adavar hu ha'ora niflo liyiras shamayim. This idea is an amazing idea with regards to yiras shamayim. Hu yisoyid gadol. It's a very big, important foundation. Kol ma shebara HaKadosh Baruch Hu ba'olamo. Anything Hashem created in this world, aval pi shela amito shel davar hakol totally b'Hashem yizbarach. Even though every single thing in this universe is hanging on Hashem, is relying on Hashem to give it life, to give it existence. Right? Even though that's absolutely true, HaKadosh Baruch Hu we only exist this second because Hashem wants us to exist this second. Everything in the world is like that. However, you should realize that on the surface of things, it looks like things are here because they're here, right? My watch is sitting here because it's sitting here. The sefer is sitting here because it's here. If I would walk away, somebody Ganav comes to take it, right? And I come back the next day, it'll still be here. So, and even if the Ganav takes it, it'll be somewhere in the world. It'll still exist. It has its own staying power. According to the way that our eyes see in this shekel world, things have a staying power. They're here. They're going to be here tomorrow. They're going to be here the next day. We have the ability to store it. Right? Like Yosef, in these parshas that we had, and Yosef will store all the food for 7 years. So when we need it, we'll have it. There's this idea we can save up. We have a savings account. He's worried tomorrow. The bakery is not going to have any bread. So he can stock up on bread, right? There's going to be a war coming, maybe, and who knows? Let's get our mamad full of all the things that we need, all those canned carrots and baby corn and all the things, everybody, water and all the things, because who knows? It's going to be a war. We have to stock up on everything. So if there is nothing in the bakery, we still have. So you can save. There's an idea of saving something. Even air You can store air. Somebody who goes, deep sea diving, or they go up into the space station, they have to bring air with them, right? Right. Do you have your extra pair of socks? Yes. Did you bring your svarim? Yes. Did you bring your canister of air with you? Of course. Yeah. How can I forget? Right? I don't know if they still sell these things, but I remember when we were touring, when you first come to Israel and you're a tourist, so they have a can of air. You can take the air of Eretz Yisrael back with you, right? They sell this in the tourist shops. I don't know if they still do that. Take the air back with you. You can even store up air. But life, life is not something you can store. Oh, if I don't have life, I'm going to save some for later. I'm going to make sure that I have that life later on, just in case we run out. You have to get it fresh every time from the source of life. If even for a second you take away a person's life, could he possibly use what he saved up in his storage house of life? The shas for an emergency situation. Yeah. In my mamad, I have water, I've got canned goods, I've got chalab mu'umad or whatever it is, and I also have a whole canister of life over there just in case something happens. There's no such thing. That's ridiculous. You can't store life. That's it. We're gonna patent it and we're gonna sell it. We're gonna make millions. There's no such thing. You can't store life. You lose life for 1 second, it's all over. There's no way that you can package and hold on to life. Because life every second is coming from Hashem. Hashem is giving it to you every second. We say this in Moedim every day, 3 times a day. We thank Hashem. Thank you for our life that's in your hands. Our neshamos are by you all the time. Because our life is in Hashem's hands every second. That's why we always call Hashem Elokim Chaim, the God of life, because the power, the lashon of Elokim, is a lashon of all powerful. Right? When the person says Shemona Esrei, it's important to know the taich of the words in Shemona Esrei. Certainly in the first bracha, we say Bracha to Hashem, Elokeinu v'Elkei Avoseinu. So Elokeinu, the taich of Elokeinu is 2 things. Number 1, that he guides us with Hashgacha Pratis, and number 2, he's the Baal Koichos Kulam. He has the power over everything. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who is the Elokim Chaim. He has the power over all of life. So we're getting that every second, and it shows the connection between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and our neshamas. That our neshamas are always being yoinik, are always getting from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's why the neshamas are the lashon nekeva, because they're the ones that are receiving from the one that's giving. V'lachem nikras nefesh hachaya b'lashon nekeva. And that's why the nefesh chaya is also called the lashon nekeva. The enochanami, the inyanenu adrabah, who he hamashpia hagadol hamachayet ha'odam. Even though when we talk about the nefesh chaya in a person's body, I'm not here to talk about the differences between the neshama, ruach, and nefesh. It's not the forum for that topic. But the idea that he's bringing out here is that obviously what is giving life to a person's body, it's his soul. I think we've discussed this once in the past, that the what is death? What is the concept of death? What does it mean? Death means when the neshama separates, or when the spiritual life source separates from the body that it's connected to. That is the definition of death. So that means as long as it's connected, there's life. So where's the life coming from? It's coming from that neshama, from that nefesh. But its power, the power that the neshama has, where's it getting it from? It's getting it from the source of all life, the Rebbeinu Shloim. Lachein ze mudgash b'shma. That's therefore you can see that in its name. because the name represents the essence of what it is. Its name is the lashon nekeva b'kol makom, because the essence of the neshamah of what it really is an acceptor. It's accepting life from the Rebbeinu Shalom. So here, another example, we already listed about 3 or 4 examples in this parak of something that might have both aspects, an aspect of being a giver and also the aspect of being an acceptor. And its name is going to be based on where is its place, where are you supposed to be? Not necessarily where you are, but where are you supposed to be? Where is your home? And if your home is in Shamayim, then that's how we're gonna judge you. And if your home is here in this world, so then we'll go based on this world. A father and a mother, a husband and a wife are here in this world. And the neshamah really belongs in Shamayim. Therefore, those names will be represented based on where they are. Okay, Shkoyach, we'll continue with Oiz Dalid to Ezra Hashem, I hope next week. Shkoyach.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Eli Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.